All right, I think we are live. Officially, unofficially, officially, the very first attempt at the roller coaster roundtable. Hello and good evening, everybody. I have four very special guests here tonight who are willing to try this little experiment with me. And hi, green tea drinker. Welcome. Hello, Aiden and Aiden. We got both Aidens. It is a good night. That's a Wrap Studios is here. It's good to see everybody. We're going to start adding our guests one at a time here. First one up is Jason from New Jersey Coasters.
Hello.
So, Jason, other than the Halloween event, Hallowfest at Six Flags Great Adventure, what other places have you been to that have been doing something Halloween this season? Because I know you're not particularly fond of the scary stuff, right?
Canobie's does a good event, though, I will say.
Is it a little more family friendly?
Yes, but they do have some fun, scary things, but they're animatronics-wise. They turn their what do you call it, anti-cars at night, become this animatronic type of graveyard with different abandoned things and lighting.
Oh.
It's nice. And then their Pioneer train becomes haunted at night with like ghost shooters, like Old West.
That is cool. All right, hang on to that Canobie's thing. That's awesome. Next, hailing from Kentucky, and he's been all over the place. Let's say hello to Corey Mathery.
Howdy.
What's up, man? So you've been around for a little while. I have to ask, you've been to Universal recently, right?
Yeah, I just got back from, we spent a little bit in September down there.
And what were your thoughts on the HHN light or whatever they were calling it?
Well, that's kind of the general, like, I guess the name that everybody's came up with is HHN light. But honestly, it's fantastic, especially with all the stuff going on. They're doing a good job, keeping things as safe as they can, along with just trying to have something spooky.
Yeah,
they could have easily just not had anything. So it was great to experience that because HHN's a huge event for me, and it was nice that they just put on something.
Was it as crowded as I've been hearing that it's been since they introduced the two houses?
On the weekends, yes.
Yeah.
The weekends are very crowded. They actually sent an email out last week to pass holders asking them not to come on the weekends.
They don't have any sort of reservation system, is that right?
No, Universal does not, but they do have a capacity. Like if they reach capacity, they won't let people park and stuff. Like they'll cut everything off. It's not as organized as, say, Disney's reservation system or any other parks, but most of the time they don't hit capacity. So,
gotcha. All right, up next, who I believe is freshly returned from Cedar Point, and speaking of reservations, I think he was just posting something on Instagram about reservations at Six Flags Great Adventure. Here is Coasterlocity.
What's up, guys?
all right.
So, how was Cedar Point?
Oh, it was awesome. Got my first rollback.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the stuff we dream about, dude.
Yeah, no, I did not expect it to happen. It was like, it went from the first time me ever seeing one to the first time it happening within like 3 cycles. It was great.
That's awesome.
That must have been like, what a realization. Like, it's happening. Real.
Yeah, it was such an interesting feeling because like I'm used to Superman the Escape, Superman the Escape, because I grew up going to Magic Mountain, so I'm used to falling backwards down the tower, but it was not the same.
Yeah, totally different experience, right?
Yeah.
Izzy, can you please give me one glimmer of hope? Is Untitled Chapter better than Toro? Please say no.
No.
Thank you.
All right. Speaking of
you have
Toro,
not changed.
Speaking of Toro, the next guest was telling us that he kind of got shafted a little bit recently, trying to get on El Toro. Introducing Canobie Coaster. Would you please tell us that story for chat here?
Hi, so Canobie Coaster. So yeah, a few weeks ago I was at Six Flags Great Adventure, and unfortunately I was trying to get in El Toro's line at the end of the night and got past the security guard, and there was a rowdy group ahead of us giving the attendant a lot of issues, so no one could get in the line because they're blocking security to be called, which was the right decision because they were causing a lot of fuss. But unfortunately, when 10 o'clock hit, they closed the line off to everyone who was stuck behind that group, which was a bit upsetting for everyone who was stuck behind him.
That's crazy.
That's tough.
Especially,
but thankfully I rode a lot during the day, so, and I'm, local enough I can ride a ton, but, if, say you came from a distance and you were banking on one last night ride, I feel sorry if anyone couldn't get on it.
Right. And usually that's one of the things that I liked doing was just sneaking on right at the end of the night, because for me, being only an hour away, it was, that was the way for me to beat the lines that have been insane lately at Great Adventure. All right, guys. So thank you again. Now that we're all here, I wanted to talk about Halloween events at theme parks for a little bit here. Jason, going back to you telling us about Canobles. So they do some ride overlays. That's something that I haven't seen Great Adventure do in a long time. But if you want to expand on that a little bit.
So Canobles is weird for Halloween because I like the event. I don't suggest going there right now though.
Why is
and
that?
The reason is Canobles is known as being not crowded on weekdays and crowded, but not overly crowded on weekends. Their queue lines are small. They can fit like 20-minute waits. Hollow Fun is the most crowded time of the year to go to Canobles. I waited 45 minutes for Black Diamond.
Oof.
I waited about 40 minutes for Twister. Every line was spilling out. The only line that was short was Twister, or Phoenix, sorry. It spilled out all the way to the Phoenix gift shop, but it was only a 25-minute wait because they had about 35-second dispatches.
Oof. Now, were they running both trains on both of the Woodies?
Yes, they were.
That's good, at least. That's at least a positive. Sometimes they only run one train even when it is crowded.
So I have to ask,
Phoenix
what was Impulse's line?
Oh, Impulse was about an hour and 50 minutes.
Ooh, that's about right.
And it was running one train because the other new train hasn't gotten completely done yet. So right now they're doing good like dispatches. They're only like taking like 45 seconds, but it's one train, 45 seconds, and then a minute some ride. It doesn't move fast at all. And everyone wants to ride it because the new train, so they want to experience it. I wanted to. Instead, I went in line 15 to 20 minutes. Line didn't move. I said, screw this, because it said, from the first corner in the queue lines, it's an hour wait. We're outside around by the Cobra Roll.
So they didn't cap the queue after it reached a certain length?
They didn't cap attendance or anything.
Oof.
Oh, man. That's
tough.
Food lines were like 40 minutes.
Oh, no.
No. That just sounds like a bad time, man.
The only like saving grace was Phoenix just hauling ASS at night. It kind of hurt, but like, and also Black Diamond's a really cool like indoor coaster. It's kind of a coaster, kind of isn't. It doesn't feel like one because the drops are trimmed to death. You start building like speed, and when you hit 10 miles an hour, that just goes shh.
Black Diamond's a gem, though. I really love that.
It's really well themed, I will say. And even though they don't have any scares, you could get scared there because the haunted overlays at night, they don't suggest anyone under the age of 12 go on them. Or it says we suggest you do not bring any children under the age of 12 or prepare them for what they're about to experience. And I'm just like, it's not gonna be that scary. A little scary, little. Going under Twister, they have strings hanging down while you're on the train. They touch you. Really? So it's like it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's old fashioned, but it works.
That's like, have any of you guys seen what they did at Six Flags America with their train?
No.
Oh yeah, I rode that.
Oh, that's cool.
That was something I was planning on doing, but then things happened. Can you tell me about it? You did it?
Yeah, so because they don't want to do the traditional haunts this year just due to COVID, they turned their train into Reaper Railways. And if you have the Diamond Elite, you get a free reservation on after park close, which is nice. So it's bonus time. And basically it's a 10 to 15 minute train ride. So all the actors are basically loaded up on that one ride. And it's, they're distanced obviously from everyone on the train. I thought it was an interesting way to offer a haunt when you can't do the traditional houses this year. I'd say it was better than your average Six Flags house.
Really?
But
it kind
again,
of
my
looks
thought
like
with most Halloween events is, for me, it's about getting extra time on the roller coasters.
Yeah. The fact that you could do it after close, it didn't count towards your park time. Oh man, that would have been cool to do. Did they have to put in like plexiglass and all that stuff in there?
Yeah, so they put plexiglass in between every single row. Though I went the first week of October, though I've heard ever since they're just loading every row in the roller coasters there and just don't care anymore.
Really?
I've seen that a lot this year.
Yeah.
Iron Rattler's also doing that. Iron Rattler, they just didn't care.
How did it compare to Great Adventures Hallowfest in terms of that the crowds? Because
for reference, last weekend when Great Adventure had every single reservation booked, I looked at Six Flags America just for fun. They had times available for the first time slot even on Saturday. When I was there, most things were like 10-minute waits. The exception was Superman and Batwing, just because both rides run one train. But even still, Superman's line, until the end of the night on Saturday, Superman's line was maybe 15, 20 minutes. It got up to about an hour.
Oh, wow.
Batwing was a complete disaster from an operations standpoint. It opened the last 3 hours of the day.
That's Batwing, though. I think.
Yeah,
I love Batwing, though. It's amazing.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
It needs two trains operating, like, completely.
Yeah. Well, Superman didn't even have the second train available. That's off for maintenance for the year. Batwing's second train was just sitting on the maintenance track.
Wow.
Yeah. I know Superman had issues with the brake fins, like, pushing up a few months ago. Who has seen that photo? It comes on the brake run and the whole brakes just go like this.
Yeah, that was weird.
And it e-stops the ride, and we're just like, what?
Yeah, that's really weird.
All right. So, did Cedar Point, were they doing anything for Halloween, Coasterlocity?
They had some shows that were okay. They were just kind of there. They didn't really have anything too special. It was mostly just about the rides there. Yeah.
That is what it's about for that place.
Yeah. They had some guy, it was Dr. something, Dr. Scream or something. Like, the big stage on the way to the railroad crossing near Millennium Court. They had people and they were like singing, and they had like people dressed up as like Frankenstein characters and stuff, and they were just doing their thing. But people were mostly just walking past them.
Now, did they have the graveyard this year like they usually do?
Not that I saw. Actually, no, they did. They have with the tombstones of the
on the tombstones on the way in, like in the midway.
Yeah, they had
That's
some.
Good, they had that at least.
I didn't ride the train. They probably did something for the train, but I didn't see it because the train's line was ridiculous. Pretty much everything was ridiculous this weekend, but yeah.
Now, what's your opinion on the reservation system there at Cedar Point? Did that work well for you, or?
It does, but the problem is the length of the line that you have to wait in when you get back in, and then if it's really crowded, you might just miss out. Like on Sunday, we only got passes for the second half of the day. Yeah, and then on Saturday, we were mostly just going for the access pass rides and didn't really get that many rides on anything on Saturday. We got way more trying to do the other rides on Sunday, but it's cool, but it's like it could be done better. Like the last time I was there in July. Like if you got a pass for Steel Vengeance, it was practically a walk-on. They were so efficient. This year, it was like an hour or more.
Wow,
it was like 2 hours or more. So, it kind of depends. It depends on the crews and how well they're running the rides. Because if they don't clear the line out, like Maverick, we ended up waiting 2.5 hours.
Wow,
yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, Dragster, same thing, but that was mostly because they kept breaking down.
Yeah, well, that's normal.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that's just Dragster.
That's Dragster.
Yeah. I've learned this summer just how unreliable that ride is. I see why they call it Stop Drill Downtime. Like I've never seen King Dakar break down like 3 or 4 times before I can get on the ride.
Yeah.
Well, it's called Zubanjaro.
Huh?
That's called Zumanjaro.
Yeah, no. I mean, like Dragster actually broke down like 3 or 4 times in one just before entering the queue to getting off. With King Dakar, I've seen that happen twice at the most. But yeah, the access pass line, it's cool because if you work the system correctly, then you can at least get one ride on all of your favorite rides. But it can be kind of convenient, but kind of also a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's one of the main reasons I've avoided going to Cedar Point this year, because I've seen it be very crowded on the weekends, and I don't know how the reservation system would work, especially when it's more crowded.
You just have to get in line early. I mean, it depends on the ride too. Like Dragster's access pass line tends to not run out very quickly, and it tends to not be as long. Steel Vengeance, you'll see people lining up like an hour or more before it starts, and it'll run out really quickly. Millennium Force will run out really quickly. Last time I was there, they were letting people actually letting people into the queues. At one point, like Sunday, the Sunday I was there, they had just gave up basically and were just like, yeah, go ahead. This time it wasn't really like that, except for Steel Vengeance about like the last hour. So that's kind of a little trick. And also another trick that I've learned, especially it's really useful for like Dragster and Steel Vengeance because they break down so much. If there's a breakdown during your time slot, you can show the pass whenever, and they'll let you in. So as long as you get a pass, you can go make use of the rest of the day, especially for Dragster. You know it's going to go down, so you can just say it broke down earlier. Can I go in? And they'll say yeah. Yeah.
That you got to use the system how you can use it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When I went in August, it was like that. It was a super pain in the butt, but eventually got on Maverick. That one had downtime, and then Dragster was down the 2 times.
Yeah.
Try to get in the queue. I ended up with like 3 of those paper fast pass things.
Yeah, and you won't get to use them all.
No, I got a mini stack of Dragster access passes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just cause. All right, guys. So I think we're gonna try to segue now into talking about our main topic here, which is the coasters that fill us with dread and fear because of all the wrong reasons, the spooky ones, the scary ones, the ones that realign our spines, the ones that help our kidneys clear out any stones that may potentially be forming.
Useful.
Yeah.
Useful coasters.
Coasters so janky, they're good.
Some are so janky, they're good. I think speaking about Cedar Point, we could talk about Magnum, which is janky in a good way.
Cool and fresh.
I got to on Magnum, and it was janky, but oh so good.
All right,
Fresh,
you want to
the
start
best
there,
coaster.
Coasterlocity? You want to take this one? Talk about Magnum a little bit since you've ridden it recently.
Yeah, I mean Magnum is definitely one of the ones that it's janky but great. I mean, I personally prefer it over Millennium Force. That might be kind of a controversial opinion, but
maybe a little.
Yeah, I got to. It was so cold they had the trims turned off this weekend. And
are you okay, Jason?
Jason, you all right?
I'm
think
back.
he died.
I just had to die for a second over that opinion. I'm joking. I'm joking.
You know, I mean,
it is what it is.
In my opinion,
I never ridden either, so how do I know?
Huh?
I haven't ridden either, so how do I know? It's just a joke.
Died again.
Yeah, but Magnum with no trims is nothing short of amazing. Like, it almost seems like it kind of irons out some of the bumps because it's like moving a little faster. I don't know. It was weird, but those hills at the end when you're going back just up and down, it's like pops of air while you're floating in the air. It was so good.
Years
but
ago.
Is it Phantom's Revenge? No, it's not.
Of course not. Only Phantom's Revenge is Phantom's Revenge.
Can we Morgan some other rides from Arrow? That'd be great.
Yeah, well, I hope no one touches Magnum for a long time because that is one of the best rides at Cedar Point.
It is.
Let's Morgan Corkscrew. Let's Morgan Corkscrew. How about that?
Morgan. Oh. Yeah, I like Corkscrew too. I'm one of those kind of people that rides that people love to hate on. Sometimes I just don't understand why. I like Corkscrew just the way it is, especially that random airtime hill. My favorite moments on an Arrow looper.
That airtime hill is bizarre.
Yeah,
it is. It's definitely unique.
Can I
Very
segue into something quickly, just for 1 second?
Oh boy, yeah, sure.
Can we give a moment of silence? Wait, to Vortex.
Yes.
It's been a year. Can we just give one moment of silence? It's been a year today since it was torn, since it's closed, and it's just we gotta mourn our fallen arrow brother because we're talking about arrows.
All right.
Okay, so I have to say it. How come that ride got more popular once the park said they were going to remove it? I
'Cause it
remember
was a
for
terrible
years, everyone
coaster.
said that ride sucked. And then the second they say they're removing it, everyone comes out of the woodwork and says it's the best ride Kings Island.
You know, it's like that sometimes. That happened with Colossus when they RMC'd it. All of a sudden, people are like forming petitions to save Colossus and all this. No one ever liked that ride. It had like a 10 or 15.
Can we kill Colossus?
I was going to say Colossus was dead before they did the Twisted Colossus transformation. Yeah. Like it didn't have, there was no one riding it, as you said, 15 minutes at the most.
Yeah,
so.
And that was on a very, very crowded day where even Viper had a line.
Golly.
All right. How about Corey gives us the next janky coaster here?
Oh, man, I don't know if we've all ridden this, but the one that always just absolutely like it's a coaster that I absolutely just it makes me just grit my teeth thinking about it, and that's the Manhattan Express or the Big Apple coaster in Vegas. I don't know if you guys have rode it or not.
Doesn't even look like the worst coaster in Vegas.
Well, what do you think it is?
Desperado.
No, Desperado is like 10 times better than Manhattan Express.
Really?
100%. Oh, yeah.
I actually liked Manhattan Express.
Wait a minute. Did you just say you liked it?
Yeah, I genuinely liked it. I rode a few times.
Hold on. We I want to hear your reasons why you like it. I got to hear them.
So I jammed the shoulder pads as far down on my shoulders as possible so that my head cleared the restraint. So there was no way for me to hit my head on them.
Really?
And then I was just able to laugh at how poorly profiled the ride was because I rode in the front of the back car. So when you go through the inversion, the seat back comes inches from smacking your hand. So I couldn't help but laugh at how poorly profiled that was.
Oh.
So the way I rode it, I wasn't in any pain because it was too slow through the transitions to hurt you. I could see how that ride would be awful if you don't get the shoulder pads low enough that you hit your head. But again, I got them far enough down. My head was clear and wasn't hitting anything.
I guess it's just depends on who you are as a rider. Because I just this one of the only coasters I've actually been in like physical pain. Like when I got I know you can get headaches and stuff sometimes, but for me, I was actually in pain when I got off of that coaster.
Was it hitting the shoulder pads or?
No, it was just like my neck hurt just from the jostling in that ride. I don't know what it was. I just that coaster. I would never ride that coaster ever again unless someone paid me money to ride it. I don't know if there's another coaster I would say that about.
Wow. Actually, did you just say jostling?
I did.
Do you mean Hellcat at Clementon Park? That ride is so trash.
Look, Hellcat at Clementon Park is that
may be worse.
Look, I didn't mind it. It just that ride was very boring. That coaster does nothing. I did. And that coaster does nothing. I rode it in 2017, I believe. I believe it's my 2017 trip.
Well, it's getting worse. I rode it last year, 2018 and 2017. I actually walked under it last year and saw how boards are cracking on it, and saw how some of the track is going like this.
Didn't it see some metal fall on the empty queue line a few years ago?
Yes, it
heard
did.
About that. Yes, it certainly did.
As much as I love the people over at Clementon because they're really nice people, and I feel sorry for them. Premier Parks didn't give two shits about that park, and they gave them less than $1 million to run every year. So how did they expect them to keep up a wooden coaster? They only started retracking portions last year, and then they got shut down for this year.
Right.
The ride is in horrific condition. It was, I think it was 2 years away from being condemned by the state, and it couldn't run anymore. That's why they had to add more wood. Wow. The bottom of the first drop is all torn up. Actually, there's no way a ride should be able to run down there. And with the water underneath of it, it splashes up sometimes. So like it's rotted wood.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, they added trims to the drop 5 years after it opened because they were too lazy to fix wood sections that were going bad. So they just decided to slow the ride down.
Wow. I didn't know it was in that bad of shape
when it opened.
Wait, what, Canobie?
It's a shame because I heard that ride was really good the first year or two.
I did too. And then like it started because SNS. Okay, SNS, you're awesome and everything, but you do not know how to fucking build a wooden coat. Can I swear?
No, you please don't.
Oh, shoot! Flipping. SNS, please never build a wooden. Oh wait, they can't because they actually owe. I think Clementon said they owed them $8 million in damages because Hellcat was built wrong. If SNS ever builds a wooden coaster again, they owe them money.
Oh my god!
It's a lien, so like, that's fun. That's the only ride that makes me grind my teeth. That's the only ride that ever made me swear right there. I hate it with a bleeding passion, and I would like to see that park reopen, that get RMC'd or get gravity grouped, whatever. But if it reopens as it is, just it's gonna last for like a month and then it's gonna fall down in the lake.
I didn't realize it was in that bad of shape. I said, I just rode it. I think it was 2017 when I rode it, and I didn't even think it was that bad or rough. It was just a terrible coaster. I
can pull up photos of the track in bad condition. I have them right here.
Now, I believe you. That's tough.
I remember a good idea for a video right there if you haven't put one together yet.
I'm doing a documentary on it actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing a documentary in the park with history. It's called Clemson Park, a dying breed. So like trolley parks going away.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the photo.
You know, while he's looking for that, speaking of awful wooden coasters, I got Judge Roy Scream.
That looks terrible.
I've actually never rode it. I've been there twice, but I've never rode Judge Roy Scream. I don't know why.
Have you ever been on Leap Dips?
Yes, I just rode it.
Does that thing where it just keeps doing this? So like 50 miles an hour, just do the whole time. This thing is so bad that it has random sections. It's like two really strong moments of ejector, and I don't think it was intended.
Oh my gosh! Like so, it's that kind of motion you get on Leap the Dips is very unique too. So like, I don't want to do that at 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's just like bounce it, just do. Like it's like riding a jackhammer attached to a pogo stick. It's just like, and it hurts, but it has two really good ejector moments. Like there's two. If I could take away two things from that ride, is that those are fun, but one of them was completely unexpected too. I think it was more like a bump in the track than anything else, and it was like kind of close to the brakes.
Yeah.
But the rest of the ride is extremely boring. But it's just the only thing
there's some of the track.
What's that? Okay. So that is some of the track there.
Come on, focus. Come on.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from the phone photo. I believe.
Yeah, if it would focus, it would actually look good. But
yeah, it's not really doing it.
Yeah, I believe you, man.
Can I focus? Can I focus? No. Wait, can I show my screen? Yeah, I can.
You really want to my computer. But I don't think it's that important at this point.
True.
But yeah, my only suggestion to everyone, if you visit Six Flags over Texas, just ride Judge Roy Scream just for the pure comedic value of how bad that ride is, and also for the credit, and never look back. Like, if you get RMC, GCI, burned to the ground, all would be very good options for that, right?
I can't wait.
Do what they did to roller coaster at Lagoon. Do what they did to roller coaster at Lagoon. That'd work.
Just see Corey in the corner bopping.
Right.
Man, if you ain't rode Leap the Dips, like you don't know that bouncing he's talking about, and like I can't imagine doing that at like 50 miles an hour. That's not something I want to do. Like, oh my gosh, that just cracks me up because
that sounds terrifying.
It's straight up. That's what it does, man. You just
jackhammering, and of course you're going over hills too. And then it has these hills that it almost reminds me of like Wildcat at Lake Compounds, where it has the hills that look like they give you airtime, but they don't.
I hate that ride as well.
That
That ride
ride
is terrible.
Is
You get more airtime going in the parking lot lake compounds than Wildcat.
You get more airtime on that one little like hump on the causeway going to Cedar Point if you drive over it quickly enough.
yeah, that Wildcat is it bucked a lot when I went on it.
Oh, yeah.
I've been wanting to ride the new trains too, and I've heard that the new trains actually made the coaster even worse.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
It does.
never had such a bad ride on a Millennium Flyer. I didn't think it was possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I got to experience it back when it was the original trains, or not the original, but like before they did the Millennium Flyer switch, and it's wild to me that I've heard that it's actually worse now. I just
Yeah, because
the train.
Park will put those things on a ride, and the wood's already beat up and everything, so they're not designed to run on it, so they don't run right.
Yep.
Well, it's the same thing with Timberliners. You can put Timberliners on a coaster, but if the track is all beat up and not profiled correctly, they're not going to help. They're just a little more padded.
It's kind of like what they did with Rolo Coaster there at Idlewild, trying to fix that, and then they couldn't really do much because they have to fix the track first.
Yeah,
they can put more weight on it.
Yeah. Wildcat it's kind of strange. It was actually supposed to keep its PTC trains, and it was redone by Martin and Vlemix. And then Martin and Vlemix took 3 years and ruined the footers for the ride, so it was off. And then GCI came in and they said it costs like triple the amount of money that they wanted to retrack it again. So they said, screw it, we'll just take the trains.
Probably was a mistake.
Also,
we're getting one request in the chat here to talk about Sky Rush, aka Thigh Crush.
Oh,
who would like to field this? I feel like it's
someone mentioned
Coasterlocity.
My God.
Well, let's begin with who
let's
likes Sky Rush.
Corey on the board here.
Okay,
I was gonna say I'm Sky Rush's biggest fan over here, so like
I don't know, man.
you might not be able to trust me anymore after this.
Sky Rush's biggest hater.
The one, okay, just to put aside the Thigh Crush thing, Sky Rush is the only coaster that I have or ever would want to ride for 2 hours at a time without getting out of my seat. It's that good. There are ways to combat the crushing. I mean, they'll let you have the bar pretty high, if you ask nicely. And, if you kind of put your legs back underneath the seat and lean forward a bit, I've gotten actually stapled. Like there was a new guy that was being trained.
Yeah.
Came by and just slammed this thing all the way down, like as far as it could go.
Did you yell at him?
No, that would be, I wanted
to. You should have said, hey, get over here. Unlock the restraint. Adventure. Unlock.
I very nicely advised him of his mistake, but no, I did. I put my legs back and leaned forward a bit, but I mean that ride is just incredible. It's very, very close to being my number one. I think
it actually is my number one. Like there is nothing else that I've rode. Look at Jason. I'm sorry, Jason. I know this is killing you.
It's not even the best hyper in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is.
No. Phantom.
Look,
I agree with Jason on that point, but I love Sky Rush too.
I've been on a lot of coasters, and I just haven't rode anything that gives me the feeling that Sky Rush does. I just haven't. Sky Rush is just its own thing, and there's nothing else like it. The only thing that matches it intensity-wise, is maybe El Toro. El Toro is pretty intense when it comes to airtime, but like it's just not the same. The restraints are totally different. I don't know. Just Sky Rush it's one of those. It's so polarizing too. Like there's two people here that love it. Jason can't stand it, and then Canobie Coaster. Have you rode Sky Rush?
Oh yeah, I love that ride.
Okay.
I agree with Jason that Fans Revenge is the best hyper in Pennsylvania, but like both are in my top 5.
Well, I can handle it. It's in my top 15. I don't think it's like as good as everyone says. I don't. The restraints don't even hurt me really. I just don't like the ride's pacing. I don't like the trains because they rattle like terrible, and I don't like the way Intamin designed it because the ride rattles apart. The ride is in terrible condition.
It doesn't feel like it's in terrible condition.
I was gonna say it rattles, but I don't feel like it's terrible.
A few cross ties split last year, and they had to re-weld them, and then a support over the lake is sinking. So,
I think I know the support you're talking about, and there's like a turn to the ground.
It's
or
like
if you
it's like
right,
the turn,
really
like
pull it
right
out.
into like the twist.
Yeah, but no, everything
It like
about
shakes.
so good. And I think it's got like the best drop of any coaster like ever. It's like the way they profiled it, where it just lifts you out of your seat and then tries to throw you toward the ground. It's just amazing. Like, and it extends your body and like pulls you up and forward. Like, it's just there's nothing like that in the air.
Especially when you sit on the left outside wing seat in the back.
Yeah, that's where you sit. That's the only seat that exists, in my opinion.
There you go.
I'll tell you guys a little story. The last coaster I got to ride before I had my heart surgery was Skyrush, and I was determined not to get stapled on it.
Yeah.
I've ridden it almost a dozen times, gotten stapled almost every time.
Yep.
Whether through my own shenanigans and trying to hold on or whatever. But I took Coasterlocity's advice, sat in that seat, tucked my legs back, tried to create as much space, and I got a couple of really good rides where I wasn't fearing the pain of the restraints as I came up on each different element. So I had a really good ride on it. I don't know what you're talking about the pacing, Jason. Is it towards like the end of the ride?
So it slows down a little too fast, and I think that's why it's so short, because like once you get after the stangle, it just starts slowing down. It hits the brake around like 30 after it goes like 70. So like it's just
it's abruptness, you think?
Yeah, it just like slows down from like going like 60 some miles an hour, and then just goes, okay, we're going to 40 now, we're going to 30. Like,
well, I mean, it burns off quite a bit of energy with the amount of extreme airtime that it has. Like, if it was more drawn out, it would be able to run a lot further. But the point,
I don't even think it has the best airtime in Pennsylvania, but you know,
now wait a minute. Wait a minute. What has the best airtime in Pennsylvania?
The double down on Phantom without the trims on it. Oh,
okay.
Flip, yeah.
I'll give it to you. That's
that
awesome.
Is the worst. That is the worst transition on any roller coaster, and I love it.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Coasterlocity, but Coasterlocity. That's an interesting battle there. Skyrush's airtime is unmatched.
I know. I totally agree. There's nothing like that, and that is one of the few rides. Actually, that's like the only ride that I would say like 98% of the time that I ride it, I gray out. You know, I've even had rides on I-305 where I don't gray out, but Skyrush, it's like every time, and like the airtime is just it. It's like the way it pushes you up and forward, and like the way the seat and the restraint is designed, it really feels absolutely terrifying, like it's going to kill you, and that's what I love about it so much. And
there's a lot of bucking going on. That's the kind of airtime that I feel. I feel like it's actually like bucking you. Yeah, I like that feeling.
It feels out of control, and like it's super fast paced up until it gets to the part where it's slowing down, and then the ride's just about over then. And then of course when it has that stangle dive and the left right transition, kind of like I-305, that train is too wide to do it really fast like Maverick does. So yeah, in the right place where it has to be going slower, you know, to be going through that element anyway. And then the ride's pretty much over by then, and it's already given you the thrill of your life, and you can't wait to get back in line. And it's amazing because that line is hardly ever more than 10 or 20 minutes.
That's true.
At the worst, you know, it's usually like you get right up to the back because no one wants to go in the back. The front row is like 30 minutes long, and I've never even ridden in row one, you know, because like the seat that exists is the back left, man.
There you go.
I think there's only one ride in the world that could probably top Skyrush's abruptness for airtime, and that's probably DC Rivals, just because of that non-inverting loop.
Maybe
because it's just so tight.
It's a good point.
It throws you, and I want to ride that. Who wants to plan a trip? Can we all plan a trip down there?
There you go.
Go. Come on, let's go.
Yeah,
look,
we should go. I really want to.
I 100% agree with you though about Phantom. That double dip is absolutely bonkers. Like,
who made a transition this wide between a double down on aero chassis? Like, great. That is probably why they never built another.
How abrupt that was until I rode up in the front.
Yeah.
It slams your back. It hurts a bit.
It was so fun though, because
it's a good hurt.
It was ridiculous how it moved through that. And you know, in the back, I was just like, I don't see what all the fuss is about. And then I rode it. It was row 2. I didn't get the very front, but oh man, especially at night, that was incredible.
It feels like they painted the track black as you go down the second drop. It's great.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Beast, but made of steel with airtime and like an actual layout.
That and Outlaw Run are my two favorite night rides. That and Outlaw Run. So
Shade has been thrown. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I do love the wooden monorail at Kings Island.
it is a wooden monorail. You're pretty much.
I can't even argue that. Like I can't argue that at all. I mean, it's like compared to modern layouts, it really.
But that double helix at the end, that's
one of the best moments on Coaster ever.
That double helix is something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, do we have any others? This kind of turned into the Skyrush episode all of a sudden. So,
Did you?
Wait, let's move away from Skyrush. Let's move to El Toro.
I didn't realize there was so many strong feelings that with Skyrush, and for any particular episode, apparently I have 2 Skyrush super fans. Jason, the Skyrush.
I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence.
You're on the fence now.
Oh well.
No. I never know how to rank it. Honestly, I don't think it's like a best coaster in the world, but I don't think it's like trash. I just
okay. You're gonna have to take some time, sit down, find a nice quiet spot, and just think about your feelings about Skyrush. Okay, and then you can come back and we'll discuss it. All right. But for now, let's talk a little bit more about some other janky coasters. We got way sidetracked on this.
Tangents for the win.
Vengeance?
Did you say
Vengeance?
Tangents.
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 What's tangents? Please explain. I need to go on RCDB right now. What is it?
A tangent?
Tangents. What is that?
You know what? That's a good point. I guess that's not a word, is it?
No.
A tangent is. We went off on a tangent.
I know we went on a tangent, but is tangents plural? Is that a word?
I think
I think you're talking about a roller coaster. Oh
no.
I
looked up on RCDB. What's tangents?
And look, we just tried getting back on track, and we're back on another tangent.
Yep.
A tangent about tangents.
I'm trying to think now. Have any of y'all been on the Space Mountain down at Magic Kingdom?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When I
Right,
was
that's a janky coaster. I don't know how it gets as much love as it does. It's a rough one.
It's
trash.
I agree it's rough, but those seats are so well padded that I don't mind. Meanwhile, you have the Matterhorn where you have the same trains minus the padding.
I was about to say, it reminds me of a space-themed Matterhorn, and it's just...
Now, see, to me, the Matterhorn is janky, but see, I give the Matterhorn a pass because it was built in 55. I give it that pass, or excuse me, 59, excuse me.
Yeah.
But so being built in 59, I give it a lot more of a pass than something that was built 20 years later, you know?
Yeah.
Matterhorn definitely hurts. Sure.
Mentioning Space Mountain around me makes me
most of y'all have been on. And then if you have been on Matterhorn, I assume you've been on the Space Mountain out in Disneyland.
Oh, yes.
Like
it's much smoother.
Replaced the entire thing, I think.
Yep. No, it was completely redone.
Yeah. They replaced all the track, redid all the theming. It's amazing. And it doesn't smash your head into the seat when it stops at the end anymore. I kind of missed that part.
And like not to mention the overlays. Like the overlays are really good too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you mentioned Space
the
Mountain,
Star Wars overlay, which is they did it pretty well.
I love that part on the drop where it looks like a TIE fighter is just flying at you and shooting at you. It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. And the soundtrack.
When you mentioned Space Mountain, it just made me cling because I'm getting throwbacks to when Coaster Dolphin said it had better airtime than every B&M Giga he's been on, and I just
was he just saying that for the attention?
No. Like he actually meant it.
I don't know if he
means all his weird opinions. He thinks he has Mako as his number one.
I mean, hey,
it's not a bad pick.
It's nothing wrong.
It's not, but like he like pushes it. Like,
oh, okay.
I mean,
Steel Vengeance is the worst coaster at Cedar Point.
I know someone who's ridden Skyrush and has New Texas Giant as their number one, which I find strange. But hey.
Okay, are we talking about Max? He's awesome though. He's cool.
Yeah,
but like New Texas Giant.
Yeah, for an RMC, it's kind of janky.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't
It's
been
the
on
OG
that one
though.
yet.
I haven't been on it, so I can't speak.
It even
I
has
haven't ridden that one in a few years, but I remember it being pretty smooth, and I just remember it not being as intense as the later ones.
Yeah, but it has some moments where when you've ridden. Well, see, I rode most of the newer ones, and then I rode this one like a couple of weeks ago, and you kind of can see there's certain areas where it's like, yep, it was definitely the prototype. Like, there's even one airtime hill that just aborts the airtime like right in the middle of it, like at the apex, and it makes no sense. Yeah,
Wow.
What?
yeah, it's
Is it
like
in that tunnel?
you feel that the airtime building up, and then it just stops. You know, like right as
RMC engineering at its finest. They don't know what they're doing.
And it's so weird having ridden Steel Vengeance and then seeing how the shape of the layout is kind of similar, and then you ride this and it's like, oh well, but at least it has the better trains.
So
Yeah,
the trains are
Skirspire
cool.
trains.
More like their proof of concept or something. Like
Yeah,
that
it
was one of their first
Yeah, it
installs.
was. The most unbelievable part is how Iron Rattler was actually the second one, and just how good that thing is, especially compared to New Texas Giant and most other RMCs. It's like my second favorite RMC.
Did you slap the support, Izzy? Please tell me you slapped the support on the 0G roll. Did you?
No, I've only ever slapped the support once, and that was on Ghost Rider.
I slapped the support on Hydrus.
Yeah. Ouch.
On the cutback.
Why? Why on earth?
Because it's fun.
Well, he did that on purpose. For me, it was completely unintentional. Ghost Rider.
Oh, okay. That just sounds like a risk not worth taking.
No. I actually
Well,
have.
I didn't actually touch it with my hand. I had like something like out just to see if I could actually touch it, and it was a little stick, and it like.
We need to put a disclaimer on this stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
Don't listen to Jason.
I won't even.
Don't follow me. They asked me, and I was like, "I'll try it."
No, I get nervous even putting my hands up on El Toro now because like it was just one night. You know, Knott's was my old home park. I used to go like 4 times a week at least, and I rode Ghost Rider so many times. And when it's coming back toward the brake run, you know, it's all inside the structure. And I've had my hands in the air so many times. And one night it was just going exceptionally fast, and it went over a hill. I went up out of my seat and then smacked the beam, and it hit the tips of my fingers. And the first thought that went through my mind was like instantly like, oh no, I broke my hand. And then I realized I didn't, but my fingers are red and kind of throbbing. And I never put my hands up inside the structure of a wooden coaster anymore since.
Too bad you didn't have someone in front of you.
For everybody that's listening, they should probably know that you're fairly tall with long arms. So.
Yeah, I'm like 6'4".
Yeah.
So it's not typically the thing that's going to happen to you
Yeah.
if you're planning on doing any of these rides.
But if
Hey,
you
you
want,
can say that was like the ultimate dunk, though. You just dunk on somebody.
Sure.
Did y'all
Why not?
ever do that in school? Y'all ever do that? I used to do that all the time when I was in school. Like we'd walking through the hallway and just
the exit signs.
Mm.
The
Yes.
exit signs.
Basically.
Yes.
and you'd act like you were
love it.
dunking on
That's fun.
somebody as you're walking through.
I love like slapping the exit signs as we go out of the building. That's fun.
Losing some connections here.
Uh
Bear
oh.
with me.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here.
I don't know. Disturbance.
Hola,
Of course.
bienvenidos.
That was weird.
Por favor. Mantengas
All right.
alejado de las puertas.
Dang it, I was gonna say that. I was just about to be like, I gotta say that, and then never mind.
Good. Checking.
I tried.
Oh.
Is he here?
Ooh,
I think so. I don't know if he can hear us.
Andre.
I hear everyone's here on my screen.
Andre, I don't think he
Yeah.
can hear us.
I don't think he can hear us. I think he's lost connection. Because I can hear Canobie Coaster, Jason, and I can hear everybody.
So for a
Can
second,
you
let's
hear
just.
me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Here.
Can you
All right.
can you hear us?
I don't know what happened to my stream health there, but I guess does this mean that we should wrap it up before anything gets worse here? Because it's turning into a little slideshow for me for some reason.
Uh oh.
It's been fine on our end.
Yeah, I was gonna say everything's good on our end. He can't hear us at all, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I can hear you guys. I can
Oh.
hear you, and I can see you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's just mostly confusion on my end with how do I check my stream health on this thing.
I have no idea.
Everything looks smooth.
Don't know.
Yeah, and chat is saying it looks good for them. But we're in the home stretch here, so
Okay.
let's go around real quick with some last minute thoughts and promotions and whatever you want to shout out. Coasterlocity, please start us off.
Everybody just go follow on Instagram, subscribe here on YouTube. Got Twitter, Facebook, whatever you like. Follow Coasterlocity. Same name across the
He's
board.
got it all. Next up.
Oh no,
Jason.
what do I say? I don't know.
Just plug whatever you want
Plug?
to plug.
Okay. Follow Nostalgic for Coasters on Instagram, new brand. Follow New Jersey Coasters on Instagram and subscribe to New Jersey Coasters on YouTube. Also subscribe to Thrills and Magic because he's awesome for hosting this, and subscribe to all these other creators right here. I don't know.
All of these guys. Got you. All right.
Got you covered, man.
All these guys. I don't know. I'm losing my mind at this point. All I can think about is Hellcat.
All right, we're switching it. All you can think
Okay.
about is Hellcat. Oh my god.
Wait a minute. That's what you're thinking about? Like does it bother you that much?
You saying
Yes,
Hellcat.
yes. I sent all the photos to a group chat with all of us, and I just keep looking over at them, and I'm just like,
You're just
No.
a disappointed man.
Oh, I haven't.
I'm-
Let's see.
oh, it's terrible.
Okay. If we're doing plugs or whatever, I just want to say
Yeah,
once again, Sky Rush, one of the best coasters ever made in the world. So I'll keep pushing that propaganda as long as I can. But anyways, you can follow me on Twitter, same as his name here, Corey Mathery. I also do Instagram at Daily Theme Park Photos, post a photo every day. And then I have a YouTube channel, same as my name too, just Corey Mathery. So you guys can check out any of that if you want. It's up to you. But long live Sky Rush.
Yes.
Long live Phantom Revenge.
Best
Thank you.
engine ever built.
Yes.
All right, last stuff.
So I'm going to take this time to talk about Hopkins Rides because it's a criminal shame we didn't get to bring them up during this.
I was going to say,
Yes.
you need to have the
We
floor
got
for a
time.
little bit.
We got time.
Designed on a napkin, the pullout of the drop is tighter than the top of the drop. And just look at those loops.
What rod?
Texas Tornado.
Texas Tornado.
Oh,
They literally had to redesign the loops because they weren't.
Oh, is that the one that has like the sticks holding up the loop from the frame?
Yep.
Yes.
And then the G's in that ride are insane. If you look at how tight the pullout from every single loop and drop
Yeah.
is, that ride's so wrong. And especially in COVID times, you think that they should try to space it out. No, the ride physically can't complete the circuit unless it's like 3/4 full.
Yep.
Wait, what
That
part
is-
is that? I'm
Oh,
surprised.
It's at Wonderland in the middle of nowhere, Texas. I think Amarillo.
at Amarillo, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that
It
is
is.
nowhere. I've been to through Amarillo once. You blink and you'll miss it.
That's
Look,
also
we-
home to the drop tower where when the catch car grabs onto the car at the beginning, the employee climbs on top of the ride and physically yanks the cable to make sure it's good and then sends you up.
Oh,
Quality.
that's disconcerting.
And I ain't gonna lie, like you're correct about the dispatch though. Like they literally will not dispatch that train if it's not full, like if it's not full as it's supposed to be, because we literally had to wait an hour and a half just sitting in the station waiting for more people to come because like their hours are like 7 to 10 on like weeknights. Like they're open for 3 hours in one day. It's ridiculous.
I intentionally went on the busiest day I could possibly think of, like a Saturday, for that
Yep.
reason. And I still had to wait sometimes for there to be enough people.
Oh wow.
so it sounds like if you're talking about waiting, I can't believe I've gone this whole 54 minutes without mentioning Gale Force. They make you wait in the station for half the train to be full, or they don't send it.
That's
I
true.
didn't realize they have to do
It
that.
costs too much money. It costs too much money to run the
Oh.
ride. and they look. Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Oh,
make
it's a
you
power
take the
thing.
mask off and sticky with random people.
Yep.
Which is
Yeah.
sketchy.
Yep, I love you can wear glasses with a strap, but mask restrained the same way around your head. Nope, can't wear that.
You can
They
wear
weren't-
neck gaiters. They didn't yell at me for that.
Nope. They made me take mine off.
Oh, I do all
Really?
the opposite there. That's probably why I was like, I'm wearing a neck gaiter. They're like, don't give a shit. I censored myself. Shoot. I'm gonna mute myself before I say anything else.
Yeah, that's only Gale Force is one of only like 2 rides that told me to take my mask off. The other one was I went to a water park and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna drown if your mask is on."
Phobia, they actually didn't allow you to have your mask on either at Lake Compounds because they thought that Premier came in. They said if masks fly off into the LSM statters, we're gonna blow up the ride and some crap. Yeah. That was the Lake Compounds marketing team. That's what they said.
Oh,
See, when I went to Lake
God.
Compound this year, I only rode Boulder Dash when I saw how long the lines were.
Yeah, their lines are ridiculous.
Boulder Dash was horrific.
Boulder
I thought it
Dash
was running
It was
is
like
worth every one of the way too many minutes I waited for it.
Boulder Dash was like 50-minute waits. Phobia
Yeah.
had like an hour wait. Wildcat had like an hour wait. It was like, and they only run one train on every ride there. So like,
and 1 log.
Are you serious?
wait, what?
They only have like 1 or 2 logs in the log flume at any given time.
Wow.
No. They run like 5, but still, it's bad.
I've never seen 5 on that ride. The most I've seen is 3.
That's not good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, my first thought when Logjammer got demolished is like, yes, they're going to get logs. I haven't seen them show up yet.
Oh, log jammers! All the logs are still in a shed at the bottom of the ravine. They're just stored down there, and they've been auctioning them off like once every year.
That
You've got to
works.
be kidding me.
No,
Their sister
they
park
auctioned off
needs
one
those.
this year.
But yeah, I thought Boulder Dash was running the same as it has the past few years. Granted, I only really ride that ride up front, and up front it's still an elite ride. I know it's shaky if you go towards the back, but up front that ride's still running as good as it has for me.
Yeah, the front's really
Yeah, it's really good. It's just the wait times are atrocious.
Yeah, but I asked myself, would I wait an hour for Boulder Dash? Yeah,
No.
it's worth it.
good. Yeah, I'd wait more than an
I
hour
wouldn't.
for Dash. I think I did at one point. Pretty sure I did.
Like,
The only ride
obviously,
I'll
I'm
ever
trying
wait
to
an
go
hour
on
for
a
is
day
Toro.
where I don't have to wait, but if I have to wait an hour for Boulder Dash, it's well worth it to me.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I'll wait an hour for a time traveler just because that ride's godly, and it's just godly.
What if
Time Traveler is amazing.
You're the second
Yes.
person that has like hyped that ride up in like the last couple
Yes.
of days.
Oh no. Yes. There.
If it is disappointing, I'm going to be mad at you and Nate.
Oh, okay.
Outlaw Run's where
Just-
it's at.
Huh?
No, Outlaw Run is not better than Time Traveler.
Yes,
I'm
it is.
probably going to think it is just because I'm an
No.
RMC fanboy. You know that.
No, Outlaw Run is so short.
Hey, you know what? Short does not mean bad. The Raptor clones are very short, but they are also nothing short of amazing.
True,
The
but,
double
like,
barrel at the end of Outlaw Run makes
it's
up
good,
for
yeah.
a lot of it.
Oh yeah.
Although it's like little. I found that like it jackhammers a lot for a RMC wooden coaster.
No, they
And then I
wouldn't
hear this.
do that. They're not smooth. They feel like
No, they're not. And
Like-
then you have a lightning rod. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be fun.
we don't mention that ride in my presence.
Yeah, I know we don't. But, like that's in worse condition than like probably Hellcat actually.
Because after dreaming of riding Lightning Run since it opened, Lightning Rod, I finally get there,
Lightning rod.
and then I got to stare at it for the entire weekend.
Yeah,
Or
because
to
part of the launch straight was completely ripped up. That's why it just sat there the whole week.
No, it wasn't. Nothing on the launch was ripped up. It just it was
No, like on the
And
top
like,
of the first
part
airtime
of the
hill,
next
and
weekend.
on the
running the next weekend.
yeah they had a part that they needed from RMC because one bolt came undone on the topper track, so a piece of wood slid out.
I didn't hear anything about that, but
That's from Adam Torres. He operated it that weekend. They were like, "Oh, get out of here."
yeah, no, I've heard other things from people that work there, but I'm not allowed to say what people.
Yeah, he doesn't work there anymore though.
So
Yeah, please don't break any rules right at the end of the stream here.
He doesn't work there,
the biggest clue for me is every time something goes wrong with that ride, they try to take weight off the train, which tells me something's up with that structure. And you look at the two highest stress points; they're above roads with very minimal supports.
Yeah.
And the park, when I went, it was closed one of the times this year. They said, "Oh, they're doing track work on the ride again." And so I don't think it's a secret. The structure is what's getting beat up, not the launch right now. But the extent of what they're going to do, no one except Dollywood and RMC knows right now.
Funny thing, the Awesome Staters haven't had issues for like the last year and a half.
How it was originally built. And also I'm upset because if I had have been able to ride it come November, I would have been able to say I've been on every RMC in the US, but no.
Yeah,
wait, are you going to
I guess you're just gonna have to go back. Sorry, buddy.
you going to Smoky Mountain Coaster Fest?
I'm going the Silver Dollar City thing.
Oh no, you're going to the Silver Dollar City for Christmas.
I'm going to
Okay.
Silver Dollar City on the 14th to 15th, but
Gotcha.
yeah, no, of course I'm going to have to go back to Dollywood because Dollywood is like just an awesome place to visit, even without lightning rod. It's magical. It's like Disneyland, but kind of like Western-ish.
Izzy, you think he loves Dollywood? Oh, bro, your eyes are about to go like this when you see Silver Dollar City. And
Silver Dollar City is
the theme is.
Yep.
It's
this is Silver Dollar City. This is Dollywood.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like all cohesive 1880s, and it's beautiful and immaculate.
And it's super immersive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just
it's one
they have similar
forward to
feelings,
checking
but
out.
you know,
I would give to have I would probably give up one of my kidneys to have Silver Dollar City as my home park.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
New Jersey Coasters goes to the extreme.
Right.
Yes.
But you'll probably miss Skull Mountain too.
Oh my gosh.
True. You know, Skull Mountain Pennypacker is my ride.
Excuse me, you still have Fire in the Hole at Silver Dollar City. That ride still has airtime in the back on the drop.
True, it does. It's amazing. I love that ride.
And used to have a real dog, so.
And it actually has a splashdown. Sorry, Blazing Fury.
Well, thanks for just giving away something that I did not know.
Well, everyone knows that. Did you not know they had splashdowns?
There's Fire in the Hole at Dollywood, but it doesn't have a splashdown.
Used to.
Oh.
They added new brakes to it, and they had to get rid of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Wow.
That's depressing.
Fire in the Hole.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna have to call it here. Thank you guys so much. I think other than a little bit of hitching with the connection, I would say this was a success. So I thank you guys again so much for joining me tonight. And hopefully you guys will come back sometime in the future.
Canobie didn't get to plug his stuff.
Oh, I took time to plug Hopkins Rides instead. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, then that works too.
Oh, no. I insist that you plug your stuff.
YouTube and Instagram, Canobie Coaster. Yeah, that's it.
That was worth it. That was worth it.
Hopkins Rides is more important.
All right.
Designs a loop janky or a kiddie coaster Storyland that has no transfer track and has to always run two trains.
Right. Or Desert Storm, which is just a weird ride.
Oh, that Sidewinder half loop corkscrew thing's glorious.
Big Rail Runner review coming too, right?
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Ever, I think.
Oh, man. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Chat, thank you so much for joining tonight. Hope you enjoyed following along and everything. Sorry about the connection issues, but pretty soon, hopefully everything gets squared away. I'm going to try to do this next week, and it'll be a surprise who I bring back, who joins us that hasn't been here before, and we'll have a new topic, and hopefully I can make it a little more interactive next time. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.